All right. Yeah. Hello and welcome to another video. As usual, my name is Jeffrey and this is Inquisitive Universe. So let's get started. In today's video, I want to talk about battery capacity. Now, battery capacity should be a simple topic. I should be able to do this in 2 minutes or less, but unfortunately it's not so, because the concept is actually, lots of people don't understand it, and that's why I'm here. I'm trying to break things easy. So let's see if we can do this in 7 minutes or less. Right, so first off, let's define what battery capacity is. Battery capacity can be defined as the amount of charge or current that a battery can hold. So think of the battery as a type of container, really, that holds current, that holds electricity. So the size or the capacity, the size that the battery can hold, the size of current, the amount of current that it can hold is what is referred to as its capacity, and it is measured in milliamperes per hour. Now, I'm going to try and break this down very simple so that you get the concept of what milliamperes per hour mean. Now, there are big batteries. Let's take big batteries, standard batteries like the one in your car, for example, or in your UPS, uninterrupted power supply, or even your solar setup, your inverter, let's say, for example. Now, these batteries are standard size batteries and they are measured in amperes per hour. So when you hear ampere, basically that's what we measure current in. Ampere is for current, and we use hours to measure time. So when you hear ampere per hour, it means the amount of current that will be delivered to a load in a certain amount of time. So which means that this battery can deliver current for, say, 5 hours, for example. It can deliver X amount of current for 5 hours, and then you now have dash ampere per hour, for example. I'm just trying to see if you can get the concept here, basically. So ampere per hour and milliampere per hour are basically the same thing, but they have different sizes or different volumes. So the milli is going to help you like differentiate them. So basically, to convert from amperes to milliampere is very simple. You multiply by 1,000. So what it means that one ampere per hour is equivalent to 1,000 milliampere per hour. To convert from milliampere per hour back to ampere per hour, you divide by 1,000. So from ampere per hour to milliampere per hour, you multiply by 1,000, and then when you want to do the reverse, you divide by 1,000. So that's basically it. So if you were to take, for example, let's say a 600 ampere per hour battery, if you were to convert it into smartphone terms, that would then be 600 times 1,000, which would be 600,000 milliampere per hour. Now try to imagine that size, 600,000 milliampere per hour on a smartphone battery. Like that you could probably use that for a month without needing to recharge your phone. That's, I don't know if you get, like that would tell you how very small smartphone batteries are. We follow. So if we were to switch it back now, if we were to do the reverse conversion, let's take a 5,000 milliampere battery, for example, for a smartphone, and you divide it by 1,000, that would give you 5 ampere per hour, basically. So basically you have a UPS with 600 ampere per hour battery, and then you have a smartphone with just 5 ampere per hour, right? Like that would tell you how small smartphone batteries are. So I don't know if you get the idea. So when you hear milliampere per hour, that means a battery is going to supply that certain amount of current in X hours. So when you hear like 1,000, when you hear 5,000 milliamperes per hour, that means technically that battery is supposed to supply current of 1,000 milliamperes per hour. That's, when you have 5,000 milliampere per hour divided by 5, that's 1,000 milliampere per hour in 5 hours, for example, to a load of 1,000. But thankfully, our smartphones do not consume 1,000 milliampere per hour in 1 hour. If not, our 5,000 milliampere per hour batteries will be running down in 5 hours. But thankfully, that is not the case. So I think that should be clear. I'm going to like recap it very quickly. Battery capacity refers to how much charge can be stored in a battery, and it's measured in milliampere per hour. And standard smartphone batteries, you can have 4,000 milliampere per hour, 5,000 milliampere per hour. So I think that one is straight up. Now here comes the confusing part that people argue about a lot of the time that I have seen. Does consumption, does the size, does capacity, let's put it like that, right? Let's just go off on this tangent now. does the size of the battery equate to how long it should last? Well, from a layman's point of view, it would be easy to say yes. I mean, after all, 5000 mAh battery, for example, is bigger than a 4000 mAh battery, for example. Milliampere hour, mAh, same thing. If a 5000 mAh battery is bigger than a 4000 mAh battery, so it would make sense that the 5000 mAh battery would last longer. No, that is not always the case. That is not always true. What matters a lot when it comes to smartphones is the power draw. That means the power, the battery is basically supplying power to hardware. How much power does that hardware require? I mean, let me use this very simple example. I've done it on my Telegram group before. I should probably also do it here. Let's say 45 ampere hour battery on a PC, on a laptop, for example, versus a 5000 milliampere battery or a 5000 ampere hour battery, battery on a smartphone. Which one would last longer? I mean, after all, 45 ampere hour battery on a laptop and a 5000 ampere hour battery on a smartphone. In 4 hours, a laptop will drain 45 amperes per hour. For most standard laptops out there, the newer ones may, get up to 6 or 7 hours. Basically, that's that. But a smartphone can go an entire day on a single charge on, fair use. So it's not if it were by capacity, then if a 45 ampere per hour battery would destroy a 5 ampere per hour smartphone battery. But when you consider the fact that the hardware of a laptop is going to draw a lot more power than a smartphone, then it would, I don't know if you're getting the idea here. So it's not just the size alone. You have to look at, the hardware that is required. I mean, a smartphone with an SoC that draws a lot of current is obviously not going to last, despite the fact that it may have a slightly bigger battery than a phone that has a slightly less, lesser battery, or a battery with less capacity, but has, a parts or hardware that conserve battery. So that's the most important takeaway from this video. I'm going to end this one now. I think I've taken a bit of time on this one. It's smartphone capacity, guys. It's not supposed to take that long. With that, we've come to the end of this video. I hope to see you in the next one as well as in the comments. Bye bye.